This is Rudkowski of wearechange.org. I'm here in the City of Lights, Paris, France, and of course there's a lot of news breaking here. I met the one and only David Clow. He's actually running for elections under the Green Party in Canada, and he told me a lot of fascinating, important information that is really key to understanding not only COP21, but also what's happening in this new day and age of globalization and tyranny, I would say. David, now you've been here for the major protest. There's a lot of misconceptions in the mainstream media, especially what's been happening here. We hear reports about protesters being thugs, only 100 of them arrested. But as we know, you were there during the major protest that was clamped down here by the police forces. What actually happened?
Well, they closed us off. They shut down. There was seven roadways into the Place de la République, and they were all just closed off immediately. There was young children, babies in carriages, families all around. People were there inadvertently. There restaurants, McDonald's, all kinds of different people were there. There were a small group of people who looked like they were there to protest, but the main group was people who were just there because they care about the climate. They care about what's going on. They know that there's more to this story than what they see in the news.
Yeah, there was a bunch of little kids there, and they still threw tear gas. You have some amazing photos that we're actually going to share in this video as well, in the description as well. But there was, what, 300 people arrested? There was innocent people who were just trying to get McDonald's, for God's sake, arrested for that as well? Well,
the guy I was filming with and taking photos with, we were there checking the scene out, and he was arrested as well, the guy I'm with, and he said they were counting the numbers. The numbers were coming in as they were in custody, and the number was upwards of 350, and it was pretty scary.
And we all know here, because of the new emergency laws, protesting is illegal here in Paris, France. But as you pointed out, as we were walking here, you look around, there's still other...
The winter market. The winter market. You could, if you're going to buy some hot wine or you want to be shopping on the Champs-Élysées, if you're going to spend some money and be a consumer, then you're allowed out. You can congregate all you want. But if you care about the climate and you want to start talking about things like the commodification of the commons and the monetization of nature and what's going on here with these carbon credits and offsetting and this carbon neutrality where only the polluters profit. Only the people, the corporations working in concert with the governments who are taking this massive land grab and taking right down to the very last blade of grass and making it worth something so that they can destroy something over here, get some carbon credit over here, and call themselves neutral and say it's renewable, but renewable is not sustainable.
Because the major argument the government here made is saying that we can't have protests, we can't have a large number of people gathering in one area. Where you're looking behind us is exactly that happening there, but they're using it against political foes. And as we know, there's been a lot of people opposing COP21, a lot of people usually on the right. There's some people on the left, but there's a lot of interesting criticism because as we were talking before, it kind of seems like the corporate government kind of conglomeration putting a green label on just new controls, new tyranny, new taxes that they try to put on all of us, a new form of globalization, a new form of tyranny, as we've been describing to you. How do you see COP21? What do you see as the agenda? What do you see them not doing that they perceive in the larger mainstream public that they are doing?
Well, it's just that. Everything is just the same, except now it's painted with this green brush. And not only that, the circumstances here are led to the situation where we're begging for that. We're begging for them to take away our rights. We're begging for them to say, let's pay for this. Let's pay for the this clamp around our throats. And that's exactly what's happening here. And there's a lot of strange circumstance here. As I was taking the metro to La Bourget, where the COP21 is taking place, I saw the Stade de France, and that's not even in Paris. It's outside Paris where this explosion took place. The shootings were all around Place de la République. These are a lot of strange similarities, strange coincidences. Inside the COP21, the place where everyone eats is called La République, and they have these wooden structures built out of wood pallets and all these transport truck trailers. But if you say the wrong thing, you'll be hogtied and gone right out of there in 2 seconds.
Yeah, they have one area here that we're actually going to right now. If you actually voice your opinion in any way, shape, or form, the police will actually come and arrest you. Even if you're just one person raising your voice, Or if you're a journalist recording that one person getting the voice, the police will come to you and say, stop video camera, and they will arrest individuals for just simply voicing their opinion, which is insane. And as we know, the emergency provisions here are going to be expanded. They already have been expanded for 3 months. Now the government's talking about expanding them even longer, using this as a tool so people aren't allowed to actually call out their bullcrap. And as we know, a lot of the elites, even the major organizations that are supposed to be fighting, global warming or whatever, Greenpeace, for example, you told me you're on one of the ships, you got kicked out because you were calling them out on their hypocrisy as well. Can you just elaborate and correct me if I was wrong on that?
Yeah, no, me and my friend were working with Sea Shepherd, and we were a volunteer, and we just, you go there and you try to tell the truth, and as soon as you tell the truth, you're out. That's it. You're a liability to what's going on. Everything, it's just a very scary circumstance we have here, but as Naomi Klein pointed out last night, even though she's another energy salesman like all these people, they're taking one bit of truth, one kernel of truth, and they're using it to sell their different type of energy. Dr. James Hansen selling nuclear, Bill McKibben and Naomi Klein selling, solar and wind. Each different person's getting paid from wherever. But the people in the square, the people that are going to be there on the 12th month, the 12th day, the 12th hour, those are the folks who are going to be laying their bodies on the line again. I think I'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah, and there's a lot more to this issue. It's very complex because, as we know, the media paints anyone who's a whole global warming thing as more taxes, more government, more control. But there's actually people who want to stop a lot of this corporate government from taking in, destroying things like the Amazon, destroying a lot of things that you do not hear being mentioned anywhere in the mainstream media, except for those major kind of key buzzwords, which makes this whole situation very convoluted, very, very conflicted. But David, is there anything else we should know? We know there's major demonstrations coming up soon here. Naomi Klein said there's going to be huge ones on the 12th. We're actually going to be there. We're going right now to see the supposed not free speech zone where people get arrested for raising their voice. We're going to go see that now. But in conclusion, overall, what's the one message that everyone should get from, the real truth of what's happening here on the ground with COP21?
There's two events taking place here. There's one that's the greenwashing, the sales of energy, and it's called the new economy, and it's about synthetically engineered organisms. It's about a land grab. It's about the commodification of the commons. And then there's the other side of it, and it's the frontline communities, the indigenous, the farmers, the organic farmers, the folks that are living in the global south, the ones whose biomass, their bodies, the land mass, the land bases that they require to live off, their water, their animals, that's what's being taken. And we're using that to assuage our guilt. And we can't allow it to happen. We have to see through that, and we're gonna be telling more truth so that
the truth is stranger than fiction, and it's definitely convoluted. The links to David's website will be in the description below. Don't forget to follow along on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all under Luke We Are Change. Thank you so much for donating and being there for Real Independent Media, giving you the real information here on the ground as it's happening. Thank you again so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.
What will you do if you're the king of an empire and you rely on the slavery of your people to keep you rich and powerful? But you see your people waking up and starting to show dissent. What would you do if you wanted to stay in power? You would sure hope that they forget about it. You would want to destroy